Hi everyone. Listen, tonight is an exciting night. Had the opportunity here to interview a fellow YouTuber who have wrote a book, and you probably know him as Canelo TV, Canelo's TV. His name is Kenneth Smith. He wrote an amazing book, and I'm here to support. We're going to get to ask him questions, and I had the privilege of reading about 10 pages. We're not going to do no spoilers here because the book is available on Amazon, and we really want everyone to go there and purchase the book. So let me bring him up without further ado. Hey, Canelo.
Hey, Diva, what is going on? Hey, everybody in the chat. How is everybody doing tonight?
Yes. Listen, Corey, thanks for stopping by and supporting Canelo. Hey, Val, thanks for stopping by and supporting.
Hey, everybody.
Yes, Corey. Hey, how are you? Hey, Amy J. Listen, they all coming out to support you, Canelo, and we're
I really
super.
appreciate it. I love them all. I love everybody. Thank y'all for the support because y'all know how my YouTube journey has been. If y'all been on Sherelle channel, y'all know I talked about it.
Well, you know what? Tonight, Canelo, we are here not to really so much discuss your
Oh, I
YouTube
know.
journey.
I
We
know.
want to discuss you as an author. I'm super proud of you. It's
Thank you.
amazing. I mean, I know it was not an easy task for you. So before
No.
we even get into the book, just tell me about your author journey and when did you know that, writing was something that you really wanted to do?
Okay, now that's an easy question to answer. I knew at the age of 13. Well, no, actually 12, because I started in seventh and eighth grade writing. When I came up with the concept of this, you would not believe it. It was 2 weeks before we graduated high school. My four of my best friends, whose names will stay anonymous, they gave me. Oh, look, we're still friends to this day.
Nice.
So they gave me, each character that's in the story, they represent. So when I wrote the story at the end of '98, it took me a while because I came up with these crazy ideas and they didn't sound right. So you had to go back with the rewrites and get the characters together. I had to structure them right. It took about I started in '98 and I got it about right around 2008, about 2007, 2008. They was right. So it took a while. It took a while.
Well, we're gonna go back and find your high school yearbook, Canelo, and we're gonna figure out who these characters are. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking with you.
I know. Trust me. One of them is a ham. He would not mind me putting him out there, but I'm not going to do it unless he says so. But he
Right,
was trying to be an actor as well, so he wouldn't mind his name being attached.
right.
And what's so funny, he argued me down because he wanted to be the leader of the of he wanted to be the main character. I'm like, how you gonna be the main character when I'm the one that wrote the book? You may inspire me to write it, but I'm the author. He was like, well, that's my job. I'm supposed to be the leader. I was like,
So tell me the name. Let's tell everybody the name of the book, um, and how you came up with the name.
okay, the name of the book is actually the title of the book is Ninja Warriors.
Okay.
The reason why I went with Ninja Son is because when I tried to, I had a literary agent that they were taking a lot of author book. We was at the time it was supposed to be a screenplay, so they was trying to find people to write movies and stuff. So they took my script over to China, but they was telling me my title was too long. So, Ninja Warrior. So you need to bring it down to like one character. Who's the main character? So it's Ninja Son. So I basically made the title Ninja Son, which was a little bit easier for people to, represent and to understand and everything. So that was that part. And they took it over to China. Don't know what happened. China probably stole it and probably trying to use it. So who knows? Because they got their own laws over there. Then what made me come up with the concept is I just feel like, when I watch Sailor Moon is my favorite. I love her. She was one of my main inspirations of writing the book. Well, writing these characters. And watching Naoko Takeuchi, she's the author of Sailor Moon, was one of my favorite cartoons, and I was like, oh my god, I want to do that. And I sat down and I started writing. Like the first characters I started writing was Ninja Sun, Ninja Neptune, Pluto, Saturn, and all of them, right? Because I didn't think she had used those characters. But come to my knowledge, she had already had them. So it was like I can't plagiarize. So I had to come up with new characters and everything. So I came up with all of the zodiac signs. So my ninjas are representing the zodiac signs, and I got a niche on it. I got the characters copyrighted in 2002. So I've been trying to go from there. So it's just been a journey. It's been a long
It's
one.
been a journey, but you've come to the end of this journey almost, at least by putting out your first book,
First,
right? And tell
mhm.
everybody, because I saw Val wrote there. She said, pretty much she needs the footnotes because she's busy. But I think what you did is you told me that each book is going to be
Gonna be
about 40 pages, right?
yes,
So
yes,
talk to everybody about that, because you kind of wrote this book with the busy person in mind, right? Um,
right.
so, anybody can get through 40 pages. Like,
Oh yes. Now, see, the thing is, I did because see, I'm guilty of this. Writing a long novel, people get like maybe 300 to 400 pages. You have like almost 10 to 20 chapters. You
mhm.
get maybe like 5 good chapters. You get bored and then be trying to skim through to try to find the good stuff again. And then when you get to those chapters, you'd have been missed everything. And you're like, okay, now I got to go back and find out what happened. Don't nobody have time for that. So what I did was I said, with me in mind, because I know I'm not a reader, except it was a comic book, because comic books only have at least 40 pages, except like the jumbo size. So I said, why don't I just do 4 chapters, 40 pages? Because anybody can, each chapter is 10 pages long. So people will be able to get through it. It wouldn't even take you no more than about maybe an hour to 2 hours to actually read it. If you chose, you could read 10 pages today, 10 tomorrow, 10 Thursday, 10 Friday. You've been done. So it's not a long thing, because I know a lot of people was like, well, Kenny, are you going to do audiobooks? But I was like, for 40 pages, you really wouldn't have to. But I have somebody who's trying to get a contract with an audio studio to do audiobooks, and she's gonna do my book for me for her first project. So
That's
we had them
beautiful.
coming.
I'm a mixture of both. Okay, I love to read. But when you're busy and when I'm cleaning, it's
Right,
good to just press the audible and just hear the whole book. And it's like, it's a lot of fun. And especially depending upon who's reading it. Because some
right.
of them really get into the different characters. So okay, so we have this book is Ninja's Son. So
Yes.
why Ninja?
I love ninjas. Okay, I'm fascinated by the Japanese culture.
Okay.
When I was young, around about I was about 14, and that's how I came to Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon, I didn't know she was Japanese. I didn't know she was a Japanese anime until I got to around like I bought this video game at the age of 14, and when it's hers, and it was all in these little kanji and kana writing. I was like, what the hell is this? And I found that it was Japanese. So I started reading Japanese, and I just started liking it. Ninjas to me was one of the most exciting type of jobs in Japan. You get to flip, you get to assassinate, and all this stuff. So I'm trying to think of the word. I'm so excited. I'm trying to think of the word. I was enthralled into the world of ninjas and shinobis. And ninjas was one of my favorites because they was always mysterious. You don't get to see them. They're like a shadow. You see that they may be behind you. You turn around, they're gone. You don't even know they're there. But my ninjas, what I did was I took a mixture of them being heroes and assassins at the same time. They're not assassinating real people. They're protecting people from evil, but they're assassinating the evil. And it was just fun because it was, you get to see them flip and do all these types of tricks and everything. So that's why I like the ninjas.
Okay, so I know this thought came to you while you was in high school and you've been working on it all this time, and which is really smart that you're doing it in a smart way because you said you trademarked, did you say trademark the
I
name?
copyrighted it.
You copyrighted the
I'm
name.
working on my trademark right now.
Okay, good.
So it's already protected. So I tell everybody, try if you want to. Try if you want to. It's already
Well, we're not
copywritten.
going to let anybody steal your work. So, a lot of times when I read books in my book club, the stories are so good, and I always ask the authors because some of this stuff it's like you couldn't have just made all this up. Like
Right.
you got a great imagination if you really made all this up. So I always feel like we always pick my book club. We're like, no, that character is the author. So, are you in this book,
Of
Camilla?
course. Of course.
And your
You know
character
I
is
am.
called Dion?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And you know who Dion is, right?
No, talk to us about Dion.
Dion. Okay. Dion is he's actually my character, which he is Ninja Son. Ninja
Okay.
Son is this is he is basically in this book. I'm gonna give y'all the rundown of this book. He's a prince that has to take on three responsibilities because two of his brothers have been kidnapped and they have been gone. He's at the age of 17, so he has to take on responsibilities of becoming king, royal guard captain, and being the leader of the ninja warriors. Dion is he has no self-esteem right now because his team doesn't like him.
Hmm.
His mother loves him, but she's taking her time to find her other two sons. The father is kind of hard on him because he does not have a he doesn't see a direction of him. So he's trying to get him to be strong because he knows that, without giving too much away, because I got about a book. Because this is about to get good when I tell y'all this. So there's a looming evil coming, and his father wants to make sure that he's up to the task because if he's not, this evil is going to come in and just wreck the place. So Dion right now has no sense of direction. He's just trying to find himself at this point. He doesn't know. Like I said, he has no confidence. So through the chapters as you read, he's going to get more confident and more sure of himself. And that's what I had to go through 20. From the time I left high school to this day, is I had to go through a lot. I had no confidence. Like I told y'all when I first met you, that I used to let people walk over me. I had no type of
Hmm.
no confidence, no I'm not gonna say no. I had some, I could stand up for myself, but it's just like when I stand up for myself, I just agree with everybody. Yeah, you was right. I did that, and and even if I didn't do it, that's how it was. So that's what Dion is at right now. But as you read, you're gonna find out a whole lot more about him. Trust me, y'all gonna have a journey with it. You're gonna love it.
I mean everything I read so far, I really do love it. Very well written. You're a great writer, so
Thank
I
you.
really do. I really am enjoying your work. But let's stick on this topic for a minute because I think it's a great topic, right? You said you kind of had to find your way. And there are a lot of people in the world right now that's what it is, right? They kind of let people just, walk over them. They kind of just, they're trying to find their way. So, what was your turning point? What was your moment where you came into yourself and you was like, I'm not going to allow people to just walk over me like this?
I was at the age of 28 when was it 28? I think it was either 28 or 26. It was around that time. I think it was 28 because I was going to dental school. And what happened was I was wanted to give blood, and I was being, I was going to school to be a dental assistant. And we was they told us we can give blood. So I wanted to give blood. I go out there, and the nurse asked me, have you ever had sex with a man, or all these kind of questions. So I was like, yes, I was molested as a child. And she told me I couldn't give blood.
Mm.
So I'm sitting here like, why can I not give blood? Because I know I've been checked. Every time I go to the hospital, they check me for all diseases. I had no diseases. So my point is, why can I not give blood? She said that's the thing. You had sex with a man, even if it wasn't by choice. So I can't give blood. So that stuck with me so bad to the point I was so depressed that I couldn't even think straight. I didn't even want to go back to school. I didn't want to talk to nobody. So I had to talk to, because at this point nobody knew. Well, my mom said she knew I was bisexual, but I never came out and told nobody.
Hmm.
But at this point, it was that was a turning point. Like, I cannot just keep letting people just do this to me. So I end up started standing up, taking I told her, well, if I can't give blood, guess what? I will give blood to anybody that wants it. So if you don't want to take it, somebody else to take it. So, and this was American Red Cross that told me this. So
I'm sitting here 1 second, Camilla. I'm sitting here in shock.
yeah,
I've never heard that.
yes,
I've
ma'am.
never heard that, but I don't want to just brush past what you just said. Um, you know, I heard you say, and thank you for sharing. I'll
No
say that
problem.
first. Like, thank you for sharing. Like, I heard that you said, you was molested,
Hmm.
and it's just, that's something, that's a topic too that I think everywhere it's like it's hidden under the rug, and there's so many young people that this happens to, and then they can't talk about it. And
Right.
then I think part of them not being able to talk about it leads to these other things, manifesting in their life, like just allowing people to walk over them, or
Over
just
them.
like being shy, or just kind of feeling lost. And that could have been part of where that started with you. So I'm so sorry to hear that. Did
I
you
mean,
did you know the person?
it was a family member, and when I told my mother, I kind of made her promise not to say nothing, because, and when I tell everybody this, it was more so that it was the family member knew he was wrong, so he backed off. He told me, he was like, I don't know why I was doing, it was like he was apologizing and acknowledging his wrong. I don't, because I was like, well, at least my life wasn't in danger, because he never, made me feel like he was gonna kill me if I said anything. But I was like, how you feel dirty, and it's like it was your fault. Even though he acknowledged it was his fault, it made me still feel like it was my fault. But what I
Yeah.
did was I told my mom, like, our family's already broken. I don't want to take us through no more, because I don't want to take us through, no unnecessary trials. Yes, he apologized. I know it's still wrong, but at least he acknowledged it and never did it again. It was only once. He never did it again. So I was like, I don't want to, I was young at that time, and I was just like, I was going to break up my family. It was already broken. I probably wouldn't have did no more than just say, this happened. But then, you got the person will come back and say, well, I didn't do it. You did it. Be turning it back onto the victim. So that was one thing I didn't want to happen. And then I just wanted to keep I just wanted to keep the peace. So once I started doing that, when my writing got a lot heavier during that time, to try to keep me from thinking about it. And once I opened up about it, this was when I opened up about it in 2008. Things started getting easier for me. It just started getting easier. I just was like, my rating got a lot better. I got a lot off my shoulders. It felt like it was a whole weight lifted off of me, because I
Yeah.
kept that secret. Nobody knew about it. And once I told it, it was because it was so much stress on me. I had stopped writing for a long time. And I was like, now that I gotten past that part, I just like easily share, because I just told you guys, I told my best friend, and I told him he didn't even know this happened in high school. He didn't even know. So it was, I'm at a point where I can share, but I try not to overshare. And the reason why I try not to overshare is it's it's kind of graphic, and I don't want to really go into it. But
Yeah.
it's. I mean, like I said, it didn't go as far as what everybody would think, but it's still,
Mhm.
it's
You
still
were violated, and you took on protection mode of the perpetrator, so to speak, the person that
right.
did it. You went into protection mode for that person, and although you had the courage to eventually tell your mom, it
Yeah,
was almost like too like, well, who was protecting you at that time? So your mind had to figure out a way of self protection,
yeah,
and
and
yeah.
like like I said, I didn't harbor any because everybody think I'm crazy. Like I said that he apologized. He knew he was wrong. He didn't touch me
Mhm.
again. He was like it was, and it was a wrong thing to do. People was like, well, I don't care. And I said, yeah, I understand, but if this person acknowledges it and don't do it again, never. I went to my auntie house, never touched me again. What you supposed to do? Should I ruin his life because he apologized? Should I keep bringing it up every now and then? The man that left me alone, he don't even do that no more. What should I do? At that point, as a child, our frontal lobe is not connected yet, so we don't know how to make those decisions. But I was like, well, I'm just gonna not ride it out, but just basically try to work my way through it. It took a while, but I did get through it.
Well, God bless.
I
God bless.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. I mean, I think it's a situation, especially because it was a family member. It's like, how would you know to handle it? Nobody knows how to handle that situation, and even the adults in the situation, unfortunately, don't know how to handle it. But I think the more we talk about it, maybe people will begin to learn how to support the person that it happens to, and get help for the person that is doing it. And
Right.
I don't want to get any further than that because I want to go back to your
To the
book,
book.
but the thing is also though, hopefully that person stop doing it, period, and
Oh,
not
it
and not
was
just
never
stop
did it
doing it
again.
to you.
No, never
Yeah,
did it again. I mean,
yeah,
I was
thank
the only
you.
person that it happened to. I was the only
Okay.
person. So he never did it again. Like I said, he apologized. He looked me in my eye and said, I never should have did this. This is wrong. I don't know what came over me." And he was like, I will not talk about this." He got up and ran out the room. That
Yeah.
house. So that's why I'm saying it was. Once he did that, I knew, it was sincerity because he loved children. He got three of his own. So, he wouldn't, I guess he never thought of that he would ever did that. So that's why, he apologized because he was like, I can't never, I never thought of myself doing something like this. So, that's why I never pushed forth the issue because if he gets up and run out the room, who has been, violated ever seen somebody do that to them? you
Yeah.
know. So that's why I just never talked about it no more because he was like, I apologize. So
Yeah.
uh,
All right, so let's get back to
to
Ninja
the book.
Sun. Yeah. Again, thanks for
No
sharing.
problem.
So give everybody just a intro of what the book is about and a little bit about Dion.
Okay, Dion, as y'all know, he's the leader of the Ninja Warriors. He's my character, which is the King, Prince, and also the Royal Guard captain. He's struggling to try to find his way to become, to be all three of these things.
Hmm.
He's trying to unify his team, the Ninja Warriors under him. They don't really like him, so they don't really have any. So there is like they're not insubordinate, but they're not subordinate. If that makes sense,
Hmm.
they come. I no, I can't give y'all that part because that's at the end of the book, so you got to read it. However,
Well,
go
hmm
ahead, go ahead.
what I was going to say is give, people an idea of what the book is about in general.
Now the book is about their beginning. Now you know how normally some movies give you like they'll give you the story, then they'll give you like part two, then they'll backtrack and give you the backstory of how all this happened. No,
Mm-hmm.
I hate that. So what I decided to do is give y'all the backstory first. You're gonna get to see what transpired, because there's in volume 2 and volume 3, you're gonna get to see the aftermath of what happened in the volume 1. So you're gonna get to see the backstory, how they became, what, because one thing I will give y'all, their planet is in his last week of standing. If you know what I mean when I say standing, it's about to be a huge war, and
Okay.
that's all I can say. I can't give y'all no more than that. So Dion has to learn how to become a leader through all of this, and his mother and father are trying their best to find their sons and try to
Mm-hmm.
keep him in line to try to become the successor to the throne. His ninjas, okay, Ninja Sagittarius is one of his hugest enemies. And that's one of my best friends from high school. He and I had the worst relationship when we was in middle school, but we became friends in high school.
Okay.
These two, they butt heads so much, and you will see how I did it in the book. And when they butt heads, there's gonna be something that happens to Sagittarius because of these two had got into a huge argument. It causes something to happen to Sagittarius, and I'm not going to tell you because when you see it, you're gonna be like, oh my god, what? You're gonna be like, wait, what? So I don't want to give too much, but
Okay.
the main four ninjas that you guys will often see would be Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aries, and Taurus. Those are the main four of the group, and those four represents my friends. Now, all the other zodiacs are there, but those are his like main ones because they're my friends. I had to, even my symbol, which is Gemini, is way down in the line. So don't think
Okay.
so. And this is what I tell everybody: don't think you're gonna go in and be cheering for your zodiac symbol because you may find a symbol that you may like. So don't go in there thinking like, oh, I'm a Capricorn. Hey, Sherelle.
Hey, Sherelle.
Don't go in and thinking that, oh, I'm a Libra and I'm gonna be my Libra girl. No, no, no. You may be like, okay, Libra sucks. I like Capricorn better. So don't go in, cheering for your sign. Cheer for your sign, but I promise you, you're gonna quickly think like, oh, I got a new favorite because I'm a Gemini. I wrote the book. Capricorn is one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another one of my friends from high school. So he's actually my favorite, and I don't want to give away why because you'll see that he why he's my favorite. So back to
So,
this
Canella,
chick.
you got how you see that. So Canella, tell everybody where they can buy your book and how much the book costs.
Okay, you can go on Amazon now. For those of you, I would give Diva the link to put in her description so you guys can go and actually it's on Amazon now.
Mm-hmm.
Paperback was supposed to, we was working so hard to get paperback to come out, but my editor couldn't, he wasn't a designer, so he could not format the cover to fit what Amazon's paperback system was. So I'm talking to an artist. I think he's going to try to help me with that cover. You can go on it's on Kindle. You can it's free to download. I think from Google Store, Apple Store. It's on 9.99. The book is 9.99. You can get it on Kindle. I read it on Kindle. I actually looked at the book on Kindle. It is so easy to read. It'll have a cover up, and then you'll move it to the side, and you'll see the title page, you'll see the chapters, and then you can start reading. And most importantly, the prologue. Make sure y'all read the prelude. The prelude is going to tell y'all everything. It's going to give y'all
Well,
everything.
actually, Canella, do you wanna
You
do
can
you
read the
have it up
prelude.
there? You can give them. You can read a little bit to them.
Yes, let me go ahead and pull it up because that's exactly
Mm-hmm.
what I'm gonna do. Because I want y'all to get like a, what did I put it? Oh, wait.
Just a little taste, a little idea of
Oh,
what it's all
oh,
about.
Trust
Yes.
me, what I'm about to read to them, they go, "Oh wait,
Give them a
okay."
little taste. And so everybody, you can go on Amazon and download the book. It's only $9.99. Listen, we spend that in a day now. Just going, walking out your door, going to your favorite coffee shop or something like that. You're out $10. So support Canelo and get his book. And then also go to his YouTube channel. Tell us your channel, Canelo.
It is Kenny Lowe's TV is actually the way you see it on the screen.
Yep. And go support and subscribe. Are you ready to read to us?
I am ready, and this is
Okay,
the
I'm gonna sit back and listen.
all right, guys. This is the prelude. So I want y'all to hear this. On a distant planet, Trajan, a civil war is taking place. The planet is under attack by Pharaoh Scyther, which is the villain. The brothers of the planet ruler King Raylan and Queen Zakaria were getting their people to safety as this war rages on. King Raylan created a power source that combats the evil and dispels the war. The royal military traveled all over the planet to make sure the people were safe in their homes. As the king was about to end the war, King Raylan unleashed the power of the Excalibur Diamond. Now remember, the Excalibur Diamond is very important, so I don't want y'all to gloss over that. Expelling the evil and the war. King Raylan banished his brother from the planet, and the two eldest brothers of the king, Prince Darius and Prince Darren, watched as the uncle vowed revenge on the planet and his brother. Days later, the two princes were kidnapped by the mysterious figure outside of the palace walls. The king and queen frantically searched for their children, but to no avail. 7 years later went by and for the search of the boys had come to a halt. The king and queen other son, 17-year-old Prince Dion, had been doing some training to become a ninja warrior. The ninja warriors were the fighting group formed by the king after his two boys were kidnapped. Their job is to protect their planet and fight threats outside the galaxy. Hold on, let me. Yeah, my eyes got crisscrossed right there. Okay, Young Dion was now the leader of the Ninja Warriors. Now, my editor got that wrong. He was born to be the leader. I don't know if I wrote that wrong for him, but he was born to be the leader of the Ninja Warriors. And the most devastating blow to his life had been the disappearance of his brothers. The war had subsided, but the Ninja Warriors were still training for a huge battle to come. As the days continue, Dion keeps to himself, mostly out of depression and sadness over his brothers. However, Ninja Stratus, which is Paulo, has been watching Dion from afar, as he had a growing crush on him. Now, y'all go look that little part right there. Oh my God! On my other interview, they was grilling me about that little scene. They was grilling me up because they loved that scene. Paulo was worried about how Dion was feeling. The training continued day by day as the coming anniversary of the day when his eldest brothers were kidnapped. Dion was growing more and more depressed as he start to miss training dinners, and although the king did not notice that Dion's behavior. The king and queen were watching over the land as they were told bad news. The king quickly met with his three high sages, Himito, Zakaria, and Renikin. When the king was told that the changes will this would change the world forever. And that is the prelude of the book, guys.
There
That's
you
the
have it,
prelude.
guys, read right here by the author himself. So, where did you get these characters' names from?
A drunken night. It's so funny. I have no idea how I came up with their names. I really don't know. I don't know how I came up with the name. Now, Himento Rinikin, I figured they were kind of Japanese, esque. The
Hmm.
King Raylan, I didn't really think nothing of it. I kind of figured it was like, Raylan. So you had Ray and Lynn. Zakaria, I have no idea. It just came to my head one day when I was writing. It just came to my head, Zachariah. So I was like, oh, okay. And then when I'm writing the stories, when I'm writing the characters' names, I get the red underline saying misspelled, misspelled. I'm like, how you gonna tell me how to spell this person's name when I'm the one that created it? I
Did you?
was
So you were inspired by the Japanese culture, and I think Sebastian asked, "Did you ever learn Japanese?"
I saw that. Yes, I started with the beginners. I was a beginners one Japanese. I can say a few things, but oh my god, let me tell you the story. I was in Japanese class one day, and my Japanese teacher was she was teaching us. So I don't know what happened. I just came out of nowhere and just I was like, no, she had said something, and I was like, not that. Oh, oh my, Shindo gonna samana una suna des. And she's looking at me like, why are you talking about snakes? I was like, wait, I said something. I said, I really said. She said, and the guys looked at me, they died laughing. They was like, what did he say? She said, I don't know the rest, but I know he said snakes. I was like, wait, what? I was just being crazy in class because, we all usually be crazy in class and we always just used to have fun. So I just was being crazy because I was about to fall asleep, and I was like, it just came out of nowhere. So yes, I love speaking Japanese. It's one of my favorite languages. One of them. Spanish is another one. I never wanted to speak Spanish, but I speak a little bit more Spanish than I do Japanese.
Okay.
That's a shame.
So, so Canelo, what is the feel that you want us to get after reading this book? Like, where are you taking us?
I want people to look at Dion. First of all, look at Dion, and some people may be able to relate to him. Like I told you, Dion is my character, so the struggles that I went through, I put it into him. So
Mm,
I want people to look at him, and if you don't have any confidence, read the book from beginning to the end. You will see how he gets his confidence. It may be shaky, but he finally gets his confidence. If that's you, step back a little bit and say, well, if this guy went from this point to this point, maybe I can as well. So I want you guys, because most of the focus is on Dion in this in the first volume. The other characters get their focuses in their own chapters in other volumes. But this is his volume for him to, for you guys to get to know him, find out his struggles, why he went through this, why he went through that. Maybe something in your life may not be this hectic, but you may be able to relate to something. And so maybe you'll be able to realize, okay, maybe I can't, maybe if I get over this hurdle, maybe I can get the confidence too. So that's what I want people to take away. Learn your confidence.
I love that. That's actually very beautiful. And how many volumes is this going to be?
At this point, I'm thinking about maybe 10 volumes at least. It may come down a little bit because I do have a lot of villains, and each villain gonna be, in a certain chapter or maybe a certain arc. So it may at first I had said 12, but it may come down to probably about 6. Excuse me. It just all depends on how I put the how I structure the battles and the villains, because I got plenty of villains. I got plenty. So it's just how fast they get through them. It may the most I'm looking at is probably 7 volumes.
Okay. Are the volumes currently in the works? Because when I get a good book and I read it, and then I can't wait to find out what's happening next. Sometimes I have to wait 1, 2, 3 years for the next volume to come out. So are you going to leave us hanging? Are all
Okay,
these volumes
I'm
in the
glad
works?
you asked that question. I'm glad you asked that question. Now I will give y'all this little piece of tidbit right here. This is the only secret I'm gonna give y'all. When you get to chapter 4 of the first volume,
Hmm.
you're gonna be surprised and it's on a cliffhanger. But volume 2 does not address the cliffhanger. No, it doesn't. You will have to wait till volume 3 for that one.
And that's fine. But
You have
are we
to
going to have to wait years in
no,
between each volume?
no,
Okay.
Now, volume two, I'm already on chapter three of volume two. So I'll probably tomorrow I should be finished with chapter three, and I'll probably start on chapter four on Wednesday. So as soon as I'm done with that, it's going straight to the editor. So volume three, which is going to address everything you read in volume one, is going to be
Okay.
tackled in volume one. And no, in volume three of chapter one. And I'm gonna give y'all a little spoiler. That's my chapter. That's Dion's chapter.
Okay. So
So
we're
you'll
going to
get.
get to know you through these volumes. So everybody that wants to know a little bit more about Canelo, you should definitely purchase his book. So what is your writing process like? Because there are some people out there that want to give birth to a book that is within them. So what is your writing process like?
Oh my God. Let's see. Ooh, okay. That is a good question. Okay, this book, the first volume, I started in April of 2020.
Okay.
No, was it April of 2020? It might have been March of 2020. It was right before the shutdown, and I was on chapter three before I caught COVID, and it took me like 4 to 5 months to get it, to get myself back together. So I was already on chapter three. So that volume one was supposed to be 5 chapters, but the way I wrote it, the way I structured chapter four, the ending came in chapter four. So
Mm.
my writing strategy was supposed to be, I write 10 pages a day, in one day. So like say I write 10 pages today. I take a break tomorrow, go back on Tuesday, write another 10 pages, be done with that, move over to skip a day, write 10 more pages until the book is done. I try to do it that way so I don't tire myself out. But yesterday, I had finished chapter three. I think I texted you over the ending of chapter. No, I didn't, because it has a huge spoiler in it. It got a huge spoiler. And I do not want to let nobody know that huge spoiler. But I will give you the title of volume two. The title, and I see this on my channel, so that's why I don't mind doing it. The title for volume two is Ninja Sun Volume Two: The Awakening of Ninja Taurus. So you're gonna get Ninja Taurus first.
So let's speaking of the sneak peek that I have so far.
Mm.
So Dion has a love interest. Um
I knew that was coming because look, I knew that was coming. I told you when I put that in there. Trust me, if you
so,
okay,
so
let me go
talk
ahead
to
and
us
answer
a
your
little
question. Go
bit
ahead.
about Dion and his love interest.
Okay, you're gonna be shocked when I say this.
Uh-huh.
Dion actually has no love interest.
Okay.
Paulo is the one that's in love with Dion. Dion is not in love with Paulo. The way things are structured, if you get to the end of chapter one, you will understand. But the way that situation came about is because of the anger, frustration, the loneliness, the depression. And I said this with Renee when she interviewed me. You know how when people go through grief,
Mm-hmm.
and when you're grieving, there's a lot of things going on. You
A lot of
know,
stages.
a lot of stages, and sometimes people who you never thought you might, become intimate with, you become intimate with them. That's
Mm.
basically what happened with Dion. So that's how that
Mm.
happened.
It was kind of like a casualty of the situation.
Yes. And
Of
when
the
you see what happened, you'll understand.
okay.
It's going to be a whole breakdown. He's going to go through a whole breakdown.
Okay. So did you get like writing this book, did it help you just let out a lot of stuff that was within you?
Yeah, because it was like when you writing on paper, and there's a lot of people in my head that I be want to bash upside the head. But when you
No
write it on
violence now,
paper,
no violence.
oh, that's why I write it on paper. I think it up here and I put it on paper. Thank you, Perry. I write is up here, and I
Okay.
type it, and I then the people that I'm thinking about is not they're not. I don't put them in a book, but what I do is I make the enemy, and then since I'm Ninja Son, I just think about it and just I release a lot of energy that way, a lot of frustration. I release a lot of frustration that way. So yes, I get a lot of aggression out when I write.
Okay. And is there another character in this book that you really think we should like pay attention to?
Um, yes, I can't give you the villains because if I give you the villains, it spoils the story.
Mm-hmm.
But the characters that you need to watch are the main four: Ninja Aries, Ninja Sagittarius, Ninja Capricorn, and Ninja Taurus. Reason being, because Ninja Taurus' story is coming next in volume two. There's going to be some things now. They don't really have a huge. They're not a huge component at the moment. But these four, when they get their respective chapters, you're going to be like, Kitty did that. Oh, this ninja is like this because I'm trying to be as vague as possible because I don't want to give too much away.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I told you, at the end of chapter two of volume two, there's a huge spoiler. It's a guess. It's somebody that's going to be in there y'all would not even expect. So, and I just wrote that yesterday, so I can't tell y'all as much as I want to. But yeah, those are the four ninjas I want you guys to pay attention to. Now, Serpent and Apollo, you need to watch them too because they their chapters are coming up too, so you need to watch them too. And the way things are gonna work, I'm gonna go ahead and set the premises for y'all for volume two.
Mm-hmm.
This volume one is like 3,000 years in the past. Volume two starts in the like 4,000 years in the future. They when volume two starts is in the year 1994 of Earth. So that's where you're gonna be.
Are we
So
going to be able to easily follow along though?
oh yes, oh yes, because the reason why I did it, and I'm gonna tell you why I did it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to give people. I know I left it on a cliffhanger. When you read it, you'll be like, "Damn, Kenny, I hate you." The reason why I did it is because I want you. I want to give because the whole book was about Dion. I wanted to give the other characters some shine too. Because if I
Mm-hmm.
just went straight into Dion, you guys wouldn't get a chance to know the abilities and the strengths of the other guys. So I wanted Taurus to come next because Taurus is almost like how should I say? He's like the unofficial leader of the team. So he has to go through certain things to, get himself together because now at the eight because in this book they're 14. No, in the first beginning, volume one, there was 17. I can't tell you what's gonna happen because if I tell you it spoils the story. So you
Mm-hmm.
got to buy the book. So that's all I can give you. Because if I go any further, you be like, wait, what happened? And I'll be like, oh God, I done spoiled the book, so y'all ain't gonna go out and buy it, so you gotta go get the book.
We're going to support Canelo. We're going to purchase the book, and again, everybody can get it on Amazon,
Yes,
right? And
I'm
you
gonna
said
send
it's
you the link.
9.99,
Yes.
and right now you can just download the book on your Kindle.
Mm-hmm.
And you're working on getting the
Getting paperback.
hardcover
Yes.
paperback, and you're
Mm-hmm.
also working on perhaps getting this on Audible, correct?
Yes. Now, Audible, like I said, is another fellow YouTuber who I linked up with. She's a voice actress. So she's actually getting a contract with the audio book company. So they want her to read for them and she's going to use my book for her first audition. So she's
Nice.
going to read that and that will be the first introduction into audio. So I was like, ooh, I like that. I said, thank you. So, and she's a sweetheart. I love her to death. And we talk almost every day. So I told her
Very
I
nice.
really appreciate it.
Nice. So, is there anything we know that we're probably going to get about anywhere from 6 to 10 volumes of this, right?
Yes,
Um, and they're each are going to be about 40 pages a pop.
yes, yes,
So it's an easy read. I mean, everyone can read 40 pages, right? And you
yeah.
can get it done in a day. So that's a nice thing that I also like about your book. And chapter one is titled "The Calm Before the Storm."
Hmm.
Tell us a little bit about that title.
Okay, the title is exactly what it means. Remember when I read the prelude? That's why I
Yeah.
told y'all do not skip over the prelude.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you read the prelude because it tells you, "Hey, Orchid." That's one of my supporters. Hey, Orchid.
Nice.
So if you read the prelude, it would tell you everything that's gonna happen without telling you. You will have to read the. I hate Perry. It's crazy. I cannot with. So if you read the prelude, it will tell you everything you need to know before you get into the chapters. Calm
Okay.
before the storm. It's a storm coming. As you know, as you already know, a war has already taken place, and the king has dispelled it.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing that I'm gonna give you this one piece. I see y'all be getting all these tidbits. I see because I love.
Don't
So
worry, Camilla. They're still going to
I
read the
know it.
book.
I know it.
Mm-hmm.
So the reasoning for that title is because the planet only has 5 days to destruction.
Mm.
So, and that's all I. And I'm not giving y'all no more than that. Because if I do, it will ruin it. It will ruin it. And I promise y'all, when you see how it ends, you be like, "Oh my god." So
Well, the sneak peek, just to let everybody know, the sneak peek that I was privileged to read is actually a very good book. I like all different type of genres of books. What kind of category does your book fall into?
I would say fantasy, sci-fi action, martial arts is a bunch. It's a mud. I can't use this which genre, but it's more fantasy and sci-fi mostly.
Okay, so more fantasy and sci-fi, and
Yes,
that's kind of what you're into, right? What
yes,
you're into writing.
yes.
And in case you didn't hear, Canelo told us about his writing process for all of you writers out there, and you have a good system there. Kind of just discipline yourself, sit down, write your 10 pages a day. And when you're writing, does it just flow? Does it come to you really easy?
I'm gonna tell y'all this. Y'all think I have a script or I write some stuff down? I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Now I did for volume two. I did for volume two on the first chapter. I wrote like 3 pages, and after that it just flows because for some reason that works for me. I can see here my imagination just runs wild as soon as I start typing. Things just start popping in my head, and I'm like, oh, I like that. So I type it, I put it down, then I reread it, and I'm like, and then see, another thing is I listen to music while I'm doing it. So music
Okay.
is another inspiration for me because I have these certain songs that I listen to that are like fight music. And when I'm listening to the fight music is in my head, and I can see the battles just going. You know how I can structure the battles, and oh my goodness, yes, the battles they gonna be like, oh my goodness. So that's how I come up with most of my ideas, especially if I'm listening to music.
Right. So does anybody have a question for Canelo before we get out of here? Throw it in the chat. I'll read it to him. Or if you want to come up and ask him the question yourself, I did drop the link there. Again, we'll put everything in the description. You need to follow his YouTube channel, and then you'll get updates every day about the different volumes and everything when it's going to drop. And you can also let Canelo know, like, if you got the book, how you felt about it once you read it. And 40 pages is nothing. You can complete that in one day. It's really interesting. It's a good story. And it's even more interesting knowing that the character Dion is modeled after Canelo himself. So we're going to get some insight there. So if anybody have a question, just throw it in the chat there. Um, oh, thanks, Perry. He said, "You go, bro."
Thank you, Perry. Thank you.
Yes, yes. It's a great thing and it's an amazing thing. Like now you have author attached to your name and it's
Yes.
that's a beautiful thing. And I'm glad that so it's been a dream of yours to become an author and here you are. You fulfilled the dream.
And see, and another thing is, I just sent you the link to put in your description for to so they can go and purchase the book. So
Okay,
I just
beautiful.
emailed it to you. So the thing is, I wanted to be a. I'm also a screenwriter. I love writing movies. So the book was never my intention. The book was never supposed. I never wanted to write a book. The reason why I wrote a book is because when, like I said, during the pandemic, one of my friends, she was telling, because I was trying to get like money to to get like the equipment so I can make the movie, because I was trying to talk to I've had people in Hollywood like my work, but they just was like, this is not for us. This is they wouldn't say it was high budget, because they're looking for movies that's going to be easily, to recoup money on. They probably put this out and will say, well, we spent like maybe $100 million on it and it didn't return investment. They didn't want to say that. So they just told me, oh, we looking for chick flicks, buddy buddy, stuff like that. So I was like, well, why don't I just do my own thing? So the book came about, was she was saying, well, why don't you write a book, put your characters out? Maybe, that'll be something for people to grasp onto. And when you do make the movie, they'll probably already know who they are, and it'll give you it will give you a bigger break, because they already know who they are. So people will go and watch. I was like, yeah, but I don't want to go through the trouble of writing. She was like, you know what? You just so she said, if you don't do it, I'm gonna tell everybody you lazy and you're full of s. So I was like, you know what? You ain't gonna do that. So I went off and did it, and ever since then, I just enjoyed it. It's just been something to do, and and I thought, and I knew what she was saying. Put your characters out, because a lot of people, I know a lot of people love astrology. Everybody loves their zodiac symbols. Everybody lives
Hmm.
by their zodiac symbols. My ninjas are the zodiac gods themselves, before the Roman gods ever picked them up. So they were there before the Roman gods. So I was like, why don't I just put them out there? Maybe a lot of people love it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. People was like, "Oh my god!" And like my co-host Renee, she was like, "You better make Capricorn good. He better be the bomb." I was like, "Child, whatever." I was
So Crazy K said was writing this book therapeutic for you.
no, and I'm gonna tell you why it wasn't therapeutic, because I caught COVID and it took me 5 months to write the book after
Oh,
that. So that's why it wasn't therapeutic. But for to think that you guys get to see my writing and get to see my style of it, yes, that's what made me feel good, because I'm like, finally, the world can see my potential. They can see, I'm a good storyteller. They might love what I'm doing. So that's the best part I got from that. Thank
yeah.
you for it.
Yeah, thank you, Dark Orchid. So yeah, I think it's an amazing thing. I mean, it is forever out there now. You're on Amazon, and that's a beautiful thing. And you got to see yourself accomplish something that you really wanted to do. And I wouldn't give up on the movie idea
Oh, I'm
either.
not.
I
Oh, I'm not.
mean, with
Mm-mm.
this Netflix and all of these different streaming platforms out there, you need to just search different people because it can be like a little mini series on Netflix or something like that.
That's what I was hoping for it to become like, because I've already written some, screen, made to TV scripts. So it
Hmm.
makes it easier. I've already got screenplays ready to go. So my thing was, I want to put these characters out, because what I know that what they're gonna do is they're gonna test it. They're gonna see how the audience like it. Do the audience know these characters? Will they reach the target demographic? Will people hold retention to come back and see it? So by testing it through the book, I can say, yeah, people love it. So guess what? You ain't got to even worry about it, because go look at the book sales. look at the people. I've written like maybe 5 chapters. I mean, 5 volumes at this point. Check all 5 volumes and see how it's selling. So that'll be something I can show them to want to invest into it, because right now I don't have anything to show, so they'll probably wouldn't want to take no risk on it at this point. So that's a good thing to do, is like have something to show when you go talk to these people, because they're going to be asking just like what I said to you. Those are questions they're going to ask, and it's even going to be harder because you have to do it in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, you gotta pitch it. They
And
call
if
it
you
the
don't pitch it,
elevator pitch. They call
yes,
it the elevator pitch.
if
But what people can do also when they purchase your book from Amazon, you can go back and write a review. So
yeah,
we encourage everyone, once you read it, once you purchase it, go back and write a review on Amazon telling everyone how much you love the book and how they should get connected to these characters also,
so
and look forward to all the upcoming, additions to it, so we can keep reading and finding out where Dion and all of these different characters, how they go and where their life ends up and all of that good stuff. So it's been fun, Camilla.
now one more thing.
Yes,
There's one more thing I want to say before you end,
yes,
because
of
you
course.
guys, on the 11th of June, Miss
Okay.
Diva will be joining me on my channel, and we're
Oh,
going to talk about the book will be out on my birthday, which is June 1st, this coming Wednesday. So
okay.
I'm going to do a birthday stream, and you guys, if you got it and you've already read half of it, come and let me know if you like it. But Miss Diva will be with me, and she's going to tell you guys how she loved it on June 11th. So make sure y'all mark your calendars. June 11th at 8, I think we said 8 or 9 p.m. I forget.
Whatever time you say, it'll work
Well,
for
we'll go
me.
at 8. We'll go at 8. So make sure y'all mark your calendars. June 8th, I mean June 11th at 8 p.m. Me, Miss Diva, and a host of other characters will be with us to talk about the book. If you don't get it and you come in my chat saying, Kenny, don't talk about it because the spoilers, you're being blocked. Just let you know.
You're not blocking anybody. Listen, you can actually 40 pages you can literally read in a day. So that way, get it before the 10th. That's all we gotta say,
Yes.
right? Get the
Yes.
book before the 10th and be prepared for the live on the 11th.
11th.
So we
Yes.
can talk about the book. Okay.
Because we're
So
going to,
I truly appreciate I had fun doing this interview with you. I wish you all the best.
I
I
appreciate it.
want you to become a #1 seller there on Amazon, and we just have to spread the word. So everybody,
Yes.
spread the word. Download the book. 9.99 is nothing. Um, Support a fellow YouTuber, and you're definitely going to enjoy these characters. But I really feel like you're going to even enjoy it even more now that we know that Dion is Camilla. And we may have to, depending upon how juicy things get, we may have to look up his high school yearbook and try
I'm
to
gonna
figure
tell
out.
y'all, y'all gonna have to go through every person in the book to find out who the other four belong to.
Yes,
Y'all gotta
yes.
have a needle
Did
in a
you
hay.
see Camilla what Perry wrote? He said, "Keep moving forward, bro, and be all you can be."
I appreciate you, Perry, and you're gonna be one of the guys that's on my panel too, Perry. So don't be trying to run. You ain't going
He
nowhere.
said, Perry, he said, don't try to hide. And you know what, Canona, I don't want to brush past this, but thanks again for sharing, because you never know who you can help out there. This is a topic for a whole nother day, but unfortunately, in our society, so many people, are touched inappropriately, and it changes their life from that point
Yeah,
on. It
yeah.
definitely changes their life and the course of their life from that point on. And there are some people who, unfortunately, they don't even get over it, so to speak. And maybe that's a bad word to use, but they don't know how to deal with it and try to, heal from it. I'll say that's a better word to use. They don't know how to heal from it. So I do appreciate you sharing that.
No problem,
Thank you
because
so much.
like I've healed from it. It took a while, but
Hmm.
it was the more therapeutic thing that I had was, like I said, my characters. I was writing screenplays all the time. And it helped me to depress the situation, But then when I get on the whole blood incident, that's what brought things back up. So once I talked about it, got it out, you know, it does. I don't even really think about it no more, to be honest. And
Yeah,
that's how it's been. And so I just been, some people, like you said, can get over it. Some people can't. And I want to reach the people that they can't, and tell you it's a look. There's a light on the other side. All you have to do is just believe. That's all you have to do.
yeah, yeah. You know what, Canelo, you just look at what Corey said. Thanks, Corey, for saying that. She said you will get that streaming mini series. Just put it in the universe, my
I
love.
appreciate it, my
Uh,
love. You know I love you. Oh, I
that
put it
that
out there. Look, I put it out there. I speak it into existence. The only reason why, like I said, I did not want to do the book is because writing is a headache. It really is. However, it does give you the opportunity. And like I said, it gives me the opportunity to have something to show them when I go into that room and like, look, this is, I know you guys will get ratings because of look how the books are selling. Is a number one seller. You guys will be crazy not to take this opportunity, get it made, and guess what? You guys will be watching them on live TV.
we can say we knew him when, right?
I will still be the same. I may be in a different house, but I'll be the same person that I am now. I ain't changing. Look, I'm too old to change.
Oh my gosh. So I really do. I'm really looking forward to the physical copy too.
I know, and
I'm
I'm
gonna
doing it because of
download.
you. I'm doing it because of you. I told my
Yes.
artist, I said we got to get it out. I didn't put your name out there specifically, but I said, look, somebody beat me upside the head. You better get that physical copy. I was like, I'm working.
Ah,
I'm
gotta
working.
get that physical copy so you can have a book signing too.
That's what I
Also.
really wanted. So, but like I
Yeah.
said, for volume 2, the cover, the artist is already starting on it. So he's gonna put he's when I get it is gonna be probably about the end of um July or August because
Okay.
um Renee, she's gonna do a commercial and she's gonna put all of my covers up there so you'll know what books are out and what's coming out.
That's
So
gonna be nice.
yeah, so it's coming, guys. It's coming.
Well, I'm super, super proud of you. Again, I can't say congratulations enough.
Thank you.
So glad I met you through these YouTube
I'm
streets.
so happy to meet you too. Though we have so much fun. We be sitting, y'all, me and Dee would be talking on the phone. She like, kid, I gotta go. I gotta go to sleep. I'm like, I be trying not to hold people on the
That's my
phone too long.
bedtime. But yes, but
You
thank
know,
you. So anything you need, of course, reach out. Everybody, please go and download the book. It's only $9.99. You're definitely going to enjoy it. And actually download it before the 10th. So the 11th, we can all chime in and talk about these characters and how we truly feel about them.
because I want all of your opinions. And I'm gonna tell y'all, the characters are already based and they're already solidified. So if you don't like the character, I can't help you. I'm sorry. They already solidified in the universe, so I can't go back and change them.
In Alma Aries, I know you said I
Oh,
heard yes.
Aries is coming. He's his chapter comes in chapter in volume 3 right after Dion's chapter. So
Okay.
it'll be next. So
Yeah.
yes.
I'm an Aries. I can't wait to read it. So thanks everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Camilla, your last words. I'll let you close us out.
All right, guys, you be safe out there. Make sure y'all continue to wear your mask. Just because they tell you a pandemic is not out there, yes, it is. Please make sure y'all go download the book. Make sure y'all come and see Diva. Diva will be on my channel on the 11th. Make sure y'all there. Have your drinks, have your food, because you know what? You're not getting none of mine. I love you all. I love you
Thanks
all. Thank
everyone.
y'all for
All
the
right.
support and see y'all later.
Bye.
Oh my goodness.